NCTV45, The Train, anytime on your time.
Today's programming is brought to you by NCTV45 and NC Radio 450, Newcastle's community television station. This program furnished by Sporting Goods, 23 East Washington Street, Newcastle. Call 724-658-2535.
Welcome back to the Cedars Sports Corner, everybody.
And wow, do you believe it? The legend, here he is.
It's been a while. It's been almost a year now since the pandemic hit, but
Look what happened. You went missing, and the Cleveland Browns beat the Steelers.
Yeah, as you would say, my Cleveland Browns, right?
I think you gave them special instructions.
I did. I helped them out. The Patriots. So what? In that year, the Patriots, missed the playoffs. Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers, won the Super Bowl. LeBron won the championship with the Lakers. I don't even know what happened in baseball. I haven't even been following. Or even is it the Capitals who won in the NHL? It was what a bizarre 2020 it was.
Yes, and I have to do a couple things here. Mm-hmm. First of all, I want to dedicate the show to Mike DiStefano. Mike passed away, and he was one of the guys that was Alex's big fan.
My now, man, I lost a fan, but a great person, first of all.
So that's one. Number two, this is the Cedars Sports Corner. And number three, it's been a long time.
It's been a very long time.
So, okay, do we want to tackle football first, no pun intended,
right,
or college basketball?
Well, let's go with football.
Big Ben takes some pay cuts.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? I'm happy he's coming back. I know a lot of people were, they weren't encouraged, obviously, with his last game, and I know a lot of fans already are basically saying, "Oh, might as well start Rudolph or whoever again." I mean, I don't get that logic. I mean, you have one more year of Ben, you have another year to make a Super Bowl run. Why not take it? Why just throw that away and just start thinking of the future? I mean, I'm not saying don't think about the future, but if you have another year, if Ben wants to come back for another year, take advantage of it, because that's going to reasonably be the Steelers' only chance to make a deep playoff or Super Bowl run for the probably for the foreseeable future.
And I agree with you. What do you think the Steelers need so that Ben can go out the same way the bus did?
Well, obviously, a lot is going to depend on the situation with Juju. I know a lot of people think he might end up in the Raiders. Ben, obviously, he's still going to have decent receivers to throw to, especially with Claypool. But
and with that, I got to ask this question. And this is kind of like, do you feel the NFL hurt Ben and the Pittsburgh Steelers when they made them play that? They kept postponing the game, and it started with the Ravens, and they made them play 3 games in 12 days.
Well, I just think in general, not even just the Steelers, teams in general had to make a lot of adjustments. You don't have fans in the stadium. You've got schedule, clusters like you were just talking about. So I don't think it's just the Steelers in general. You have players had to miss. You had to delay games, postpone games. It was a very rough year for NFL teams in general. Now, the thing is, the Steelers did make the playoffs. They did have a home game against the Browns. So, I'm not going to say that schedule cluster, whatever you want to call it, hurt them too bad. But they were
undefeated to that point.
Well, and you know what? I know a lot of people will rag on the Steelers, say, yeah, they were defeated, but their schedule was easy. Okay, but you still have to be pretty good to go out there and execute and win 11 games in a row. But it's kind of like what we always talk about. We always talk about how teams do so well, maybe for the first half of the season, and then they go into the playoffs and they're slumping going into the playoffs, and then boom. And then also the other way, they struggle for maybe the first half of the season, and then they get hot right at the right time.
Would you draft or trade for a running back?
It would depend. It depends, honestly. I feel like... I honestly feel like the most important thing for the Steelers right now, I actually really want them to bring back Juju. I know a lot of people don't think it's the biggest deal in the world, but again, we're talking about a 1 year left situation with Ben. I'm going all out this year. I don't know if they can. I don't know whoever they draft. I don't know if they'd be able to draft a running back right now that would come in to make such an immediate impact. Now, if they were able to go out and get some free agent running back that could make an immediate impact, hey, go for it. I'm putting everything into this season. Because like I said, you don't know when we're gonna have another, how they're gonna be once Ben goes. It could take years for them to start rebuilding.
Yeah, it could go up or it could nosedive.
Exactly.
Now, we're gonna take a time out, hear from these great sponsors, and we'll be back with so much more.
Easy Clean Car and Van Wash, where your clean wash is our goal.
Hi friends, I'm Gary West, and whether you find Augustine's Pizza at your local grocery store, the folks at Augustine's Pizza hope that their pizza is always your first choice for any and all occasions. The Cedars restaurant in Newcastle wants you to indulge in the food from their pleasing menu. The Cedars features Mediterranean, pub food, Middle Eastern cuisine, and so much more. They're open every day 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call the Cedars on the east side at 827 Addis Street, Newcastle, 724-658-9543. That's 724-658-9543.
Welcome back to Cedar Sports Corner, everybody. Now, college basketball. As I was saying during our break, this is going to be the third year in a row I've been sitting here basically giving Pitt basketball fans hope about Jeff Capel. And, I'm still being positive with him and optimistic. So it is year 3, and this is the third year in a row. It's like Pitt can't win a game in February.
Well, first of all, and I got to take a step back. Before this massive COVID thing hit, we were talking about how great Duquesne basketball was, and did they replace Pitt as the team in Pittsburgh? And then we came into this season, and they all crashed. The Dukes lost players, and Pitt can't seem to find a win or do anything. Duquesne's games got canceled. wow.
Yeah, and like with Pitt, Xavier Johnson is now transferring from the program. Capel's had some players, leave, since he's been there. Again, probably nothing to look too much into, but it is kind of. I know it's starting to dwell in Pitt fans' heads. Like, why are these big name players leaving? Like who was it? McGowan's last year, and then this year Xavier Johnson. Those were his first two recruits, and Xavier Johnson even had NBA potential, allegedly. According to a lot of scouts, although I haven't really seen too much, NBA potential when I've seen him at Pitt. But maybe this helps them, because I know both of those players had a bad rap in terms of selfishness, being, a team poison, chemistry. Maybe it helps. We'll see. But
do
man,
you think that, and just like football season, maybe you got to give everybody a pass
because
you never knew when you were playing. I mean, many times during the news on the Cedars Sports Corner, I'd go, now the topsy-turvy world of college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing, they're not playing, they're playing, they're not playing. Okay, so in the small colleges, it looks like Belmont, Winthrop, Liberty, Loyola, Chicago, all real solid. And the Bryant Bears, okay, maybe Wright State. But then you have kind of, and Vermont, but then you have kind of crazy things happening, like Villanova just recently getting dumped. Okay, now Baylor is going to travel to West Virginia to take on the Mountaineers, and the Mountaineers, and I know you're not a big Mountaineer fan, but
I don't know.
They're lighting it up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, that's the thing. We talk about giving teams a pass because of COVID. What about the teams that are doing well in all leagues, all sports, during this time? You got to give them credit. They went through a lot of the adjustments. They went through the same adjustments and hardships, and for them to come out on top, you got to give them credit.
Now, UC Santa Barbara and Colgate, very strong. And now we go to the topsy-turvy world of the A10. Is it St. Bonaventure, Richmond, St. Louis, just to name a few, who are really, really lighting up the scoreboard? Mm-hmm. And as A10 action goes, it's going to be hard to really... I'm thinking it's the Richmond Spiders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, Southeast Conference. Arkansas and Alabama, you don't know. Okay, and then the American Conference, Houston. Mm-hmm. Now, in the Big Ten, is it Michigan?
Seems like it.
Okay, and will Ohio State be able to live up to what they're supposed to be?
Well, I mean, look, I haven't followed Big Ten basketball. I haven't really followed, other than Pitt, too much college basketball this year. But I'm kind of at the point where it's like I'm getting sick of just Ohio State supremacy in the Big Ten, when it comes to football and basketball. Is it really the Big Ten? It's just a big Ohio State, whatever.
Big Ohio State League.
Yeah.
Now, interesting enough, the A10, they're going back and forth, and they're picking St. Bonaventure on that screen. And it makes you kind of wonder, the Big Ten is looking like Michigan, and that is really, really alarming. Do you see anybody making a run that maybe you didn't expect?
Honestly, it's hard for me to pinpoint any one team. I feel like this year, especially in college basketball, the whole thing is just so like flipped over. And this is going to be one of those years where you're going to have, I feel like, a whole bunch of teams, make a decent run. In the ACC, especially, I feel like these teams in the ACC, when they get hot, they could beat anyone. Like, well, for example, Pitt. When Pitt's hot, they can beat anybody. Look, as soon as I see that, people are calling in trying to say I'm nuts. You know what I mean? And again, I haven't followed college basketball too much to pinpoint one team, but I can tell you, if Pitt has the physical talent to, compete with anyone. If they were able to find a way to turn it on and get hot, they could do some damage in the ACC tournament. I don't think, obviously, the NCAA tournament is out of reach unless they were to win the ACC tournament and get in that way. I don't know. That's not going to happen. But it's going to be interesting to see, especially since last year they canceled March Madness. Didn't they automatically award Florida State as a champion or something like that?
It was something along those lines, but it was like craziness.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, we better take a timeout. We're going to come back with hockey and baseball.
And maybe some Tom Brady.
And maybe
Your
some
boy.
Right after this.
Right.
Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
Hello,
Come on,
friends,
shake your body,
and
baby, do that conga.
it's
No, you can't control yourself
Los
any
Amigos.
longer.
Let me tell you what, great food. Whether you get the chimichangas, enchiladas, tacos, whatever you get, you're going to love them. The nice, friendly atmosphere. Stop by. Tell them NCTV45 sent you. It's Los Amigos sponsoring this program.
You can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm of the music.
It's Chubby's. Let's pizza again like we did way back when. Yes, Chubby's for that great pizza taste. They use Augustine's ingredients, and guess what? You folks on the east side, they deliver. DA Reed Delivery Service will get your Chubby's pizza right to you. It's easy. Call ahead, place your order. It's Chubby's Delivery right there for you. And don't think that they don't have cheese stuffed meatballs, sausage, and so much more. Chubby's right there for you.
If you're craving hot dogs and more, and you're in the area, then look no farther than Coney Island.
Welcome back to our final segment of the Cedars Sports Corner, everyone. And Angela, why don't you lead us in with some hockey?
Now, the question is, will the NHL really tell us what's going on? I mean, I'm looking at teams that played 21 games, I'm looking at 22 games, and then I'm looking at teams that played almost like no games, down as low as perhaps 17. And the Pittsburgh Penguins, who have 11 wins, they're points behind, 5 points behind the leader, which is the Washington Capitals, who they've been playing all the time. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard to figure out how they're going to do the hockey playoff, because it's just like
roll the dice type of thing. Well, again, we would always talk about this before. As long as the Pens get into the playoffs, they'd be fine. It's almost like a crapshoot. Obviously, I know you want the number one seed, the highest seed, home ice advantage, all that. But with the Pens, they've won cups when they were lower seeds. Things like, as long as you get in, as long as you're hot at the right time, they'll be fine. I feel like it's like this urgent thing. Like, oh no, the Pens are going to get the lower seed. I still don't understand why people think that way. It's like people haven't watched enough hockey or sports playoffs in general to know. It's as long as you get in, you got a really decent chance. You know what I mean?
Then there's, Miami had the no-name defense, and they were really, really good. The Pirates have the no-name team.
Oh, jeez, oh, man. I know.
You know,
Don't even get me started.
of anybody, and they're 1-0, but I'm not that sold on the spring training. Like, oh, geez, I'm not ready to spike the football and get my World Series tickets yet. But can anybody name anybody on the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Well, it's weird because it's like, at this point, Nutting, it's like he doesn't even pretend like he wants to win. He's not even pretending. He never really did, but it's like, it's so blatantly like, F you guys, excuse my language. I just can't, I'm just gonna, I know everyone is putting me under a microscope. I don't care. I'm gonna upset everyone. I don't care. I'm worried about my system, how I profit. It's wow. It's just wow.
And I'm looking at infielders where they're not listing a first baseman. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know, but usually a success of anything is, can you get the first base?
Mm-hmm. Right, I know.
and no pun intended, they can't get the first base.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Now, Angelo, we're going to transition into our final topic. And, Angelo, I want you to be real with me here. Over the years, we've had our debates. The Patriots, their best franchise is Brady the GOAT. And you usually hit me with like the typical Brady cheated or the Patriots cheated, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
After Brady has won his 7th Super Bowl with the Bucs, what is your opinion now?
Well, here it is. Number one, we know that Bill Belichick wasn't as smart as the billing stated. Number two, in the games that Brady played this time, they weren't giving him every break in the book. Number three, I was actually between Kansas City and Tampa Bay. I was for Brady.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you why. Because I felt in the Kansas City game versus the Browns, there were some indiscrepancies that I didn't like. And I felt that they were, if you get a couple calls or things that go in your favor, that could swing the game. And so I was for Brady, and
well, now I hear you say that.
As it goes, he delivered.
Yeah, and the whole debate was Belichick or Brady responsible for those Super Bowls. Here's the bottom line: Brady won his 7th Super Bowl. The Patriots had a losing season. Even, I'm not saying that in and of itself was like settles or proves the debate, but perception-wise, it's just the perception of it. You know what I mean? And Tom Brady, man, seven Super Bowls. Yeah, you got Gronk to come back. He had good weapons finally, and as of right now, unless things change, between the Brady and Belichick debate, Brady's winning. Now there's a lot of rumors going around that Belichick might try to bring back Jimmy Garoppolo. He really liked Garoppolo, but Kraft, forced his hand for that trade when Garoppolo went to the Niners. So maybe if Garoppolo comes back and the Patriots are on point again, and I think the Patriots will. I know, I still think Belichick's a great coach, but right now, like I said, right now Brady Brady's the GOAT right now. As of right now, he's winning. Looks like he's won. So, we shall see.
Okay, now on our mixed bag, how do you feel about anything in the world? I'll let you go first.
Again, Pitt, man. Pitt basketball. Capel, man, you got a 7-year deal. I understand you inherited a dumpster fire. Everyone loves you. I love you. I think you're the man. I wouldn't be calling for his head yet. But honestly, I know Capel's never going to see this, but like, if some weird chance Capel was, if you want to go back to Duke because you feel like you can't win here, nobody would blame you. Honestly, Pitt's a tough place to win in basketball. Yeah. I feel bad for Capel, honestly. It's tough, man.
Well, with respect to that, I think they should have tried to stay Big East bound.
Well, you know what? Now Pitt from 2000 to 2014 was considered mostly a basketball school because they had success in basketball. Now, football wise, they've had more success. Not that it's like some great success under Narduzzi. He had ACC Coastal when he's been 8 wins. Usually go to bowl games, things like that. But it definitely seems like now Pitt should be like all in on football. Kenny Pickett's coming back. I mean, Pitt's probably going to have another 6 or 7 win season like they usually do. But,
they're in better shape to do better.
Yeah. So, Pitt could get their normal 8 wins a year or something like that. Narduzzi will probably earn another 4 years as coach.
Now, for me, it's Notre Dame fighting Irish football.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of having a very good season and facing Alabama with a loss. Now, Alabama had what I call the super team, okay, and I think there was no doubt. Mm-hmm. It should be noted that Notre Dame won the ACC regular, but when I look at the 2021 schedule, they're going to start off with Florida State, and then Toledo. They must have thought that was a Catholic school, Holy Toledo. They go back and play Purdue, Wisconsin. I don't know why Cincinnati's there. Cincinnati had a good year, but I don't think they're the team of teams. Then they go at Virginia Tech, USC, which got interrupted, and then what I call the second half of the season, when you got to do North Carolina State, Navy, Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Stanford. So the Irish look to be able to turn it around, but they're going to have to do some work to be bowl credible.
Right. So with Notre Dame, like you said, this was, second time in 10 years, you go up against Alabama, boom. It's like, what could you do? Alabama's just Alabama, man. They're like...
They almost played the NFL.
I know, it seems like that sometimes, and, again, it's just... I pull for Notre Dame. I really do, and it's just like, what can you do? If you line up... If you get matched up with a team like Alabama, like what else can you do? Because Alabama is like such another level. But again, I think they're gonna, looking at their schedule, I don't see any team that's really gonna challenge Notre Dame too much. I mean, Florida State, Pitt beat Florida State. Come on, that's an easy win. Wisconsin's, that's gonna be a tough matchup. But like, if you scroll down a little more so I can see again, this is UNC, Navy, Georgia Tech, Virginia. So USC, that's going to, as usual, that's going to be like the game to decide things. So it should be business. Honestly, I feel like it still should be business as usual for Notre Dame this coming year. So, and I'm pulling for them. I'm tired of Ohio State. I'm tired of Alabama. Tired of the Clemsons. just tired of the same elite schools.
So let's go Irish. Well, that's going to do it.
Yep, and yeah, like I said, it's good to be back, and I guess we're gonna see how Pitt does here, and I'll probably come back to their show next time, brokenhearted, because it'll probably be end of the road for them.
Hey, go to Cedars, get some great food, and definitely enjoy the games. You know, I showed you that fish sandwich. It's huge.
Right. Well, hell to Pitt and go Irish, right?
There you go.
All right. Everyone have a good
week.
day.
Bye-bye.
The Cedars restaurant in Newcastle wants you to indulge in the food from their pleasing menu. The Cedars features Mediterranean, pub food, Middle Eastern cuisine, and so much more. They're open every day 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call the Cedars on the east side at 827 Addis Street, Newcastle. 724-658-9543. That's 724-658-9543.